Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Huddle. Elijah, it's week 2, and believe it or not.
Oh, we still talk about football.
Yeah, we're still talking about football. There you go. If you don't know, or you're new to the show, I am Levi Jenkins, alongside here with my best friend and co-host, Elijah Coer.
What up?
Just to give you a rundown. Big Steeler fans. We also like Seattle Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers, respectively. And we'll get into that later on in our show. Once again, if you're new here. If you're not, you know the drill. Here's the playbook for the day. We got NFL news, Trash Talk Tuesdays, Games of the Week, Week 2 Overreactions, CPAC Reacts, and the Steel Curtain Session. Maybe a bonus. Actually, we will do the bonus this week, Elijah.
Okay.
We're introducing the Huddle Wildcat.
Oh.
Where we don't just talk about football.
No.
We talk about college football.
That's
and there's a big game between the two of us.
That still kind of falls underneath the football, but sure.
It's called the Huddle Wildcat. Right. We'll get to that at the end of today's episode. But for now, let's get into some NFL news. You did it last week, so I'm going to do it this week.
All right.
Some big injuries happening already in week 2. Deebo Samuel, I think, hurt his calf. Maybe?
Don't know.
Yeah, that's still out. Right. Could be put on IR. Evan Ingram pulled his hamstring in the pregame. He did not play this past week. Screwed me over in 5 fantasy leagues. Thanks, bud. Tua Tagovailoa suffers another serious concussion. He will be placed on IR as Miami look to sign quarterback. What's his name? Huntley.
What is his first name? Tyler.
I was thinking Travis Hunter. Like, no.
The Pro Bowler. Hey, he's a Pro Bowler.
As they will place Tua on IR, he's out for at least 4 weeks. Cooper Kupp's hurt. Rams deciding if they're going to put him on IR. And Isaiah Pacheco also gets hurt. And, A.J. Brown also is injured. He could be out for 4 to 5, maybe 6 weeks. So a lot of injuries.
Yes. And did you mention that who the Chiefs signed?
The Chiefs will be signing or re-signing long time back for them. Probably one of their best backs in the past couple years or decade. Kareem Hunt going back to Kansas City. Signed into his practice squad. It'll probably take him a week or 2 to get, maybe a couple days to get onto their actual roster. But yes, he's back in KC. And last but not least, Bryce Young has been benched. Andy Dalton will take over under center for the Carolina Panthers this upcoming week. And that is your NFL news.
All right.
Anyway, it's time for, once again, my favorite part of this podcast. It's your favorite part. I don't care if it's not. It's your favorite part. And even though Elijah doesn't like making them, it's his favorite part too. Ladies and gentlemen, Trash Talk Tuesday. Trash Talk Tuesday, brought to you by none other than Elijah Coer.
Yes, and it's not necessarily on a Tuesday, but it was recorded on a Tuesday. So, here we go. Bills, let James cook. Dolphins, Tua, 3 traumas to the head. Wow, that was kind of tough to say. I had to practice that like 5 times before I actually said it. So.
You got it right. That's just a terrible.
Thank you. What do you mean?
4?
No, I thought it was 3.
Bengals, this one.
Yeah, and then the one where he was actually like knocked out. Yeah, that's 3.
I think the Bills again.
Nah, there was just 3.
I think there's 4.
Alright, just say there's 3 for my... Patriots, a good tight end, sorry receivers, and 2 running backs who will probably suck on another team. The Packers so back. The Chargers suck. J.K. Dobbins.
I get it. Hey, he's been doing good.
Yeah, he is. Colts might not actually be a real injury, but Richardson's eyes might be hurt with all the picks that he's been throwing. Packers, Willis is throwing up the ball, and the center is throwing up on the ball. Titans, this is redemption for the last episode where I got this one wrong. Titans, I bet Calvin Ridley really liked his performance today.
There you go.
All right, Ravens, looks like they got the wrong Harbaugh. Bengals, we lost 2 stadiums this week, actually. It's kind of tragic. Burrowhead is gone, and Trevor Banks Stadium is gone, so
I would want
that's quite unfortunate. Steelers, Broderchukes Okora Jones. If you're a Steelers fan, you
I never
might
want to
get
hear that again. Ever.
Broncos country. Let's drop back and throw to the other team. And then finally, the hip drop
ever.
Hip drop tackle roll. So much for that. And that'll be it for your Trash Talk Tuesday. Not on a Tuesday, but filmed on a Tuesday. So technically, it is Tuesday.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryans was not happy.
No.
And got hurt after that so-called hip drop tackle. So I guess you can see why it was banned. But moving on, it's time for Games of the Week.
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 All right.
That was
not bad.
It's only taken us 2 years to even get that far. Anyways, okay.
Yeah.
Jeez, bro. Best game. I think you got to give it to one of the best rivalries over the past couple of years. Chiefs and the Bengals, 26-25. It was a pass interference. It was. There were some calls that you could say the Chiefs got bailed out by the refs, but that was a pass interference towards the end of the game. So I think everything went downhill after Burrow fumbled. And also, Taylor Britt's interception.
Yeah.
Freaking insane. So
yeah, it was pretty good. We've been seeing a lot of those kind of interceptions in NFL and in college football. So
yep, for sure.
Kind of interesting. Next game. What's next? Blowout?
Yeah, Vegas blowout.
We gave that to Arizona and the Rams, 41-10. Arizona kind of came out of nowhere, and looks like Marvin Harrison might actually be good after all. So, yeah, pretty surprising. Well, not really, because I feel like the Arizona always does well against their division rivals. But, yeah. Then what's the next one?
Gave it to the Saints for biggest blowout. But,
oh, yeah. Technically, points-wise, I'm pretty sure it was...
this game, right?
Yeah.
And then biggest upset, Vikings beat Sam Darnold's former team, the 49ers. And the Niners, I don't know, no CMC, no party, I guess. So, I mean, that's a hot take. That's a really hot take. But not a great game by any means. For the Niners, should not be losing a game like that either. So, they obviously are not invincible and have some work to do, even before CMC does return from injury. So those are your games of the week. I only want to do like 1 or 2 overreactions this week.
Okay.
And here's just a really, 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 really big overreaction. It could be. But Joe Burrow needs a change of scenery.
Wow.
I know he just signed a massive contract this offseason. I know he's coming back from an injury. I know Jamar Chase is kind of being a diva about everything. And no T. Higgins. And no Joe Mixon. Jeez. But Joe Burrow needs a change of scenery.
Wow. I would say Jamar Chase needs a change of scenery.
If Jamar leaves, do you think Burrow leaves? Or vice versa?
Nah. I think one of them is going to be on that team. I feel like Joe Burrow has more of a chance to stay on the Bengals than Jamar Chase would. So, but
I feel like we're holding on. And mind you, this is coming from an LSU fan and a guy who adores Joe Burrow. But I feel like we're still holding on to like the 2021 and like the 2022 season where Burrow was at his best. And I feel like we can't hold on to that forever. Like, he started off 2 seasons now, which would be 0-3 if they lose this week. And then even like, I mean, you look at a team Would you argue the Bengals are a better team than the Buffalo Bills right now?
I could argue that.
Or
Well,
before
I don't
the
know.
season, would you argue?
Oh, before the season,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that's kind of a tough one, but I would probably say the Bengals were better.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, you're looking at that, and I would say the Bills are 2-0 because of Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And you're looking at Burrow, who should be 2-0, and he's not. So, even like last year, I think they went like 5-7 or something. Or no, I think they had a winning record.
They started out because then, what's his face got hurt? Joe Burrow got hurt, and they had the backup.
But they had a winning record.
And he was doing fine
without Joe Burrow. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So,
they did.
It makes you think, he's a good quarterback. I'll give him that, but eventually, man, we can't just have the media, trying to bail him out, saying, it's his hand or whatever. Eventually, you got to be back to the way you were in college or, the second or third season of your career.
Yeah, and I think some of that goes on to the coaching, too. I never thought Zach Taylor was that great of a coach. But, I mean, what do I know about coaches, so, but...
No, that's what I was thinking. Like, maybe Zach Taylor needs fired or...
Yeah, sometimes...
I think their main priority needs to be trading for a running back before the break.
Yeah, for sure. Because you can't be just putting it all on Burrow because obviously he's had injury problems in the past.
Right.
So you got to give him some relief, and I don't think Zach Moss is going to be that guy.
T. Higgins hasn't even played a snap this year, right?
I don't believe he did, no.
Yeah, we're 2 games in. So, I don't know. We could see a big trade, sooner than later for the Bengals if they're trying to get a running back. But, I don't know. Joe Burrow, I think will be in Cincy for a while. Probably longer than Jamar Chase. So, I think we can both agree that is an overreaction.
Yes, hence why we put it in here.
Right. Elijah, do you got anything to add, or?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not going to add anymore. We'll save that for. I don't think we'll be doing overreactions every week because eventually there's just going to be. We know what the league's going to be like, so yeah. But yeah, I'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah, real quick, last one. I kind of just want a yes or no answer.
Sure.
Saints.
Oh yeah,
top 3 spot in the NFC. They'll win their division and have a top 3 spot in the NFC.
Okay. I'm not. This one's tough. I'm not a huge believer in the Saints, even though they did what they've been doing. I mean, they played the Panthers for one, and they played the Cowboys, who you can argue is not a good team. So, I'm going to say no to that.
Perspective. If we're saying the Niners have a guarantee lock at number 1, maybe. They'd only have to beat out the Eagles or Cowboys or the Lions or Packers. So,
but I mean, Buccaneers is tough because I think the Buccaneers are really good.
Oh, for sure. But think about it, man. Saints Buccaneers games, I love those.
Yeah.
Like, I would maybe skip a Seahawks game to watch a Buccaneer Saints game. I love those.
Wow. Yeah.
Marshawn Lattimore against Mike Evans is I think top 5 greatest things in the sport right now. I love that rivalry.
Yeah. So. Especially back in the day, especially when we were younger, those rivalries were good. All the time. I mean, they're still good, but back in the day.
Back to my question. Right. Saints top 3 spot in the NFC for the playoffs, yes or no? Overreaction.
I'm going to say no. So
overreaction.
I'll say overreaction. But I do have one actually. Yeah, hence why we put it in here. Caleb Williams is not a good quarterback.
Saw a thing today. Has the same record as Justin Fields a game through. Has more interceptions. I think has a better completion record. Fields had more yards passing wise by a yard or 2. So they're pretty even.
Okay.
And Caleb Williams has debatably the much, much better team. So. All
right. Overreaction or?
What was the question again?
Caleb Williams sucks.
Basically.
Or is not a good quarterback, right. Is what I meant.
I still think he's a good quarterback. But it's still the Bears at the end of the day.
And hence why we put it in our overreaction.
Overreactions, yeah. All right, let's move on. It's time for Elijah. 3, 2, 1, go. Packers reactions this past week.
All right, I remember I have less time this week, so I'll really try to do it this time. Malik Willis really stepped up, 12 of 14, 122 yards, passing touchdown. And yeah, he definitely stepped up. He took that one run that was thrown up on by the center, Josh Myers, and Josh Jacobs. Our run game was insane, and our defense with all the picks was insane, and I'll just leave it at that.
Wow, you finished really early. So I'll start the finish.
Here
we go. Seahawks defeated. Who on earth did they even play? Why am I blanking on this, dude?
The Patriots.
No, they played them week 1. No, they didn't.
No,
they played
the Patriots.
Yeah, they played the Patriots this past week. Whatever. I'm not like mad about it. A win's a win. DK had a pretty good game. I put him on my fantasy bench, so I'm mad about that. But Jason Myers back to his winning ways, kicking some field goals, winning us the game in overtime. Geno Smith looks pretty good. I think he's under the radar. Kenneth Walker, obviously with an oblique issue again, did not play this past week. I think Kenny McIntosh needs some carries. Instead of just giving all the load to Zach Charbonnet, I think Charbonnet's vision sometimes is a little bit off. But other than that, pretty good game. Win's a win, and we're still undefeated, so go 12.
There you go. Nice.
Great. Moving on quickly. Here we go. Jeez, I don't even know.
Steelers.
Yeah. Here we go.
We won our second game.
Not by much, but
We're
on the
2-0.
top of the freaking AFC North. Talk to me if you ain't undefeated, bro. I'm saying no. Don't talk to me if you ain't undefeated. Because guess what? The Browns ain't undefeated. The Ravens aren't undefeated. The freaking Cincinnati Bengals aren't undefeated. Y'all freaking suck.
Mm-hmm.
We're 2-0. Where are you guys at?
Yeah, I mean, we just played the Broncos. I mean, obviously, we're the best.
Yeah, look at us. We have one touchdown in 2 games. Yeah, guess what? Chris Boswell still has more points than the entire Giants.
Giants, yeah.
Season, so we're all right.
Man.
Yeah.
We're good.
We won 13-6. Cool.
Yep.
Defensively,
insane.
Great. I mean, we might have the best defense in the league.
I think we do have the best defense in the league.
But
I mean, who would you argue is better? I don't know.
No, I would say right now. Yeah, we probably have the best defense in the league.
Yeah, I'm with you.
The issue though is our defense against the second half of the year schedule, with us putting up 12 points a game, isn't gonna cut it. Crazy how that works too. We have to play both sides of the ball. And now the rest are a little atrocious again. TJ gets held basically every play.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. But obviously our defense was great. TJ was great. Darnell got involved. Had a touchdown in the red zone. Fields, man,
What do you
put
got?
the ball downfield. And he's getting it to Pickens. And Pickens, I saw something. I think he's like averaging like over 7 yards a catch. Or no, it might be. It's something ridiculous. He's like up maybe close to 24 yards a catch or something crazy.
I'd believe it. Yeah.
I mean, he led the league in yards per reception last year. So
I mean, he averaged 14.5 yards this past game. So
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, you put it that I think Fields is better than Pickett in parts of the reason, but I mean the stat lines are so close. Like if you're looking at stats, gameplay, I feel like he's more comfortable and like I feel not as stressed out watching Fields. But then there's even stuff like he missed another snap, and it's like I don't know.
But here's what I have to say, and if you want to ignore me, go ahead. I'm used to that, but I think the reason why his stats is one, penalties from Broderick Jones, obviously.
Pickens has 114 yards, 14.3 average.
Okay,
so not quite 24, but still pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. So anyway, that one big play that he had to Pickens got called back from Broderick Jones holding, which we can get to in a second. So that's one thing. His stats probably would have been a little bit higher. But also look how many rushes or carries Najee Harris had this week. 17 carries for 69 yards. Jalen Warren had 9 carries, 42 yards. Justin Fields also had 8 rushes, and then Cordell Patterson had 2. But our offense is kind of based on our run game as of right now. And what I think makes Justin Fields different than Kenny Pickett is Justin Fields isn't just either you throw a short pass or to the side and it's an incompletion or it's completed, or you're getting sacked when you're rolling out to the left. Because Fields can actually get out and run the ball and not
Right.
get sacked and make a play, and that's what I think is different about Justin Fields and Kenny Pickett, and which is why I'd rather have Justin Fields than Russell Wilson, because I don't see Russell Wilson making plays like Justin Fields is doing whenever stuff is breaking down. Because
No, and
clearly,
I respect that, but then again, I'm like, maybe it's not Fields' fault. I feel
I
like
don't think it is
Arthur
at all.
Smith isn't much better than Canada.
I completely disagree because um, I mean obviously what happened in the second half, we didn't score anything, or did we? I don't think we scored
No,
any
we didn't
and
score points.
touchdowns. Yeah, so and touchdowns because it kind of seemed like he was just trying to run out the clock. But at least we're getting the ball down the field more. We're getting first downs. It's just one thing that was killing us was penalties, and yeah, it's just I think we went a little bit too conservative at the end, and I do think Arthur Smith is way better than Matt Canada because I
Okay,
don't even
yes, he is
think
better. You can't get worse than Canada. But
no.
I don't know. I like where he's using tight ends, and then like Pickens is basically our main focal point. Like we're really only using one main receiver.
Which works. It's not like it
Which
doesn't
it
work.
is working, right? I don't know. It's frustrating. Like I would say, I haven't been like entertained 2 weeks into the season. Like
Yeah,
I'm sitting there, I'm like, this game sucks. Like I know
yeah,
we're playing a rookie quarterback, but dude, like only 13 points against
yeah,
what
and I
should be a
mean,
bottom side team in the NFL.
yeah, but that's been the Steelers' way for a while
Right.
now.
I
And
mean, yeah,
it's a sucky way, but it is our way, and that's we've been winning that way.
yeah,
So it's just something as a Steelers fan that we got to get to use. We just got to get past that. AB is gone, Le'Veon Bell is gone, Prime Big Ben is gone. So we're in a new run first offense now, and so you're not breaking a 50-yard run every time you run the ball. It's usually with Najee Harris. I mean, he averaged 4 yards a carry, and I mean 69 yards is pretty good. So
right.
um, we just got to accept that it's going to be a little bit different, but we're getting wins.
And
The
it
only
is. A
problem
win's a
I
win.
had was, yeah, the only problem is it's like you said, we're only putting up 13, and we're not like sealing the game at half. We could have put up probably 2 more touchdowns, and the game would have been over by the fourth quarter. But
Right.
of course, we were still in the game, or it was still a game by the fourth quarter, really the last drive. So
It's just weird
yeah,
because like, all these analysts are like, are they pretenders or contenders? And like, oh, Steelers are pretenders. Like this is the same thing they say every single year. They sleep on us every single year. I mean,
yeah,
and I know it's analytics, but we have the third highest percentage chance of making the playoffs, starting out now at 2-0. So it's like, I don't know. It's just always drama and chaos surrounding Steelers, which I think we're used to at this point. And then I guess last thing is reporters were like asking Tomlin about is Fields, for sure secured the QB1, and he's like, I'm not working with hypotheticals. He's like, you guys know I don't work with hypotheticals. He's like, for right now, Fields is our guy because that's who we have. He's like, when
hmm
Russell Wilson comes back and is ready, then we'll see where we are. He's like, but that's not fair to either quarterback. Um,
yeah,
so we could see a change, but sure, Fields is QB1. Let's go with it. If
yeah.
it
I
doesn't
say
go,
whoever's winning, just keep
keep
them
him in.
in.
Yeah. If it's a
But
sloppy win, it's still a win. And
yeah,
we just got to get. Now is the time to work out those kinks, and now is the time to work out the issues before we get to that bye week. Because it is
yeah,
hell. As we've said
yeah,
1,000 times
exactly.
this year. It is
Yeah,
unfair. It is straight garbage of a schedule
yeah,
after
for
that.
sure.
So Let's,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's get the 13-point games. Let's have our defense be insane, but let's
Yeah.
start to get used to this new style of play before that point.
Yeah. And we've got, I mean, it's week 2. We still got stuff to prepare, to get better on. Obviously, we planned for Russell Wilson to be our QB1, so play calls had to be a little bit different. But we're going to get there. I'm pretty sure, or I believe it at least. I don't know if you believe it, but I have a feeling that we're going to get there. Eventually, we'll be putting up 28 again, like Mason Rudolph last 4 games of the season. So, real quick, let's talk about Broderick Jones and what the heck is going on over there. What
I
do
know
you
you
think is
brought up
going on?
again when we were watching the game at my house. It was like, oh yeah, he's still hurt. I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe he is, but like that's not. I don't feel like that's. I feel like I haven't really heard anything about it.
So okay, do you think this is, so what I've been hearing, I've been listening to a lot of different things, whether it's 93.7 The Fan or just a bunch of other random Steelers talk stuff. Is it the Steelers' fault for Broderick Jones? Because they've been saying that he is supposed to be a left tackle, but they're forcing him to learn right tackle, and now they were rotating him, and he might be hurt or not. But do you think it's the Steelers' fault, or do you just think Broderick Jones just needs to step up and, well, now he can't because he's on the bench, but
Right,
what
I
do you
think
think
it's
is
both.
both?
I think if you want to compete for your job, you show them that you can play either way, or say, I mean, I don't know. I'm personally not letting Dan Moore Jr. beat me out for my job. That's just me.
Yeah. But to
Um,
be fair, he's had a good first 2 games.
yeah,
Give him that.
yeah, for sure. Better than last year. But I think it's both people's fault. I mean, you obviously it's hard to play through injury sometimes, but you cannot tell me that every NFL player is 100% each and every game. Like they're all kind of beat up. So, yeah, I would say it's both of everybody's fault, but Broderick has to step it up. If not, I mean, maybe we could trade him, but I don't see us doing that
Yeah.
yet. Maybe.
And what did
I'd
you
rather
think
have
of
him than more though.
okay. What do you think of Troy Fontana's first start?
Didn't think he played terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a rookie. First start.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, good. I mean, he didn't really let up
No, I
a
don't think he
sack, I
did
don't
let
think.
up a sack.
But good for a rookie, you know, first game,
Yeah.
coming off an injury in preseason,
Right.
so pretty exciting there.
Yeah, not terrible.
All right. Is that
Let's
it
keep
for
this quick,
Steel
but
Cream?
it's time for the Huddle Wildcat.
Ooh.
And this past weekend was debatably the greatest live sports entertainment game I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Backyard Brawl. Me and Elijah were originally supposed to go, and you know what he told me? He was like, no, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Because you're a bum.
I did say that, yes.
So I went with my other friend, and I had a better time than I probably would have had with Elijah.
Yeah, well, did you let him know that he was second choice?
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
We should get on the podcast, see.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, but one of the greatest games I think I've seen. It was, obviously these two teams hate each other, and but that comeback by Pitt, like 2.5 minutes left, down by 10. Oh, bro, that game was so stinking good.
Yeah,
And I
I'll
guess
admit,
you didn't even watch it. Like,
no, I was at work and I was listening to it on the radio, so I didn't really get to hear all of it or even see any of it. But it sounded like it was a good game. Obviously, a disappointing.
just know Garrett Green threw
end.
2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and
well,
missed like 14 of his throws, and Eli Holstein only missed 9 and threw for 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
yes, but also West Virginia is a running team, so like, don't really care.
We're looking at that.
Yeah.
The team had 188 rushing yards. Oh yeah, and Pittsburgh only had 78. But
Yeah.
Okay. You still lost.
Okay,
I don't know. Elijah's a WVU fan, and
I am. I'm pretty sure they know because I literally yell
Blaine
Beanie Bishop
Zach Frazier and every other.
Speaking of, Zach Frazier has been doing good, but anyway. Yeah, it was obviously a tough loss for West Virginia, but that's just been I don't think Neil Brown's any good as a coach, and obviously they sucked against Penn State, and I kind of expected it anyway. But as long as they are putting up 34, I kind of thought it would be a blowout. So I'm glad that it was this close, and we at least had a lead at some point. So go Mountaineers! We'll get them next time.
Pitt is 3-0, by the way, and winning.
What are you talking about?
So
aren't they? They're 2-1.
Pitt is 3-0. We beat Kent State.
Oh, my
came
bad.
back against Cincinnati,
Yeah.
and then
That's right.
won this
I
week.
forgot
And we're going to win against Youngstown State next week, and then
Yeah, but you have a pretty easy
we play
schedule.
UNC the week after that, and we're going to beat them.
It sounds like you have a pretty easy schedule, if you ask me.
Shut up. The ACC is harder than the.
You literally just played Kent State, and then you guys
just-
thought you were like some
it's kind of
great team, man.
You don't have
Alright, that's enough for
FSU
college
in your
football.
conference, Elijah, do you?
That's exactly my point. You have an easy schedule.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, that's a little nugget of Huddle Wildcat. Maybe we'll bring it back. Who knows?
Probably not.
But yeah, cool. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I have
So
no
that's
clue
it
when
for
it's going to
now.
get out. Depends on when Elijah wants to edit it. And
Even so,
that part doesn't matter.
Hello?
Elijah, thank you for all of your hard work that you do for this podcast. It really means a lot.
Are you there?
Did you not hear a thing I just said?
I just heard something podcast, and that's literally. It's,
All right, whatever. We can well,
I
ladies
kinda
and
wanna hear
gentlemen,
it
thank
now.
you for listening to today's episode. I'm Levi Jenkins, alongside here with Elijah Coer. Big games to look forward to this upcoming week, or what have they already played? Pats and Jets, Thursday Night Football. Steelers got the Chargers. Dolphins got the Seahawks, and the Packers. You guys play the... I don't know. Why don't you know this?
I don't know
You
either.
put the Titans. Malik Willis
yeah.
revenge game.
Yep.
Look at that. Some other big games. Texans, Vikings play. Both teams are 2-0. Eagles play the Saints. We can see if the Saints are legit or not. And then
Or we
Ravens,
can see if the
Cowboys.
Eagles are legit or not.
Yeah, sure. Ravens, Cowboys play. And then we got Washington versus the Bengals. LSU QB versus LSU QB. Heisman versus Heisman. We'll see what happens. But thank you again for listening to today's episode, and we will see you all next week for the recap of Week 3.
Let's go Mountaineers. Go Pack Go. Here we go Steelers. Peace.